Welcome to our monthly copywriting clinic, the opportunity to learn tips about copywriting and get feedback on your projects. We have a nice, small, little intimate group today, so I'd love to get a little temperature check of the room. I'll be honest, guys, I didn't come with much of a plan, so I'm curious if anybody here has something for us to analyze and look at.
Oh boy. I guess I'll suggest the AUTONOMY unlimited
That's right. The
mission statement. Maybe we can use that as a launch point, and then maybe somebody else will have something.
Yeah, good point. Anybody else?
The biggest thing I can say about copywriting is newsletter that went out a couple of days ago really caught my eye. It was super well written. It was I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me open my email real quick.
I don't know what it was.
I've got several sites that I could easily pull, but I think that the one that I would most focus on is Content Safe, since that's going to get a whole complete overhaul. And I know, Kara, that you were part of working on that copy. And yeah, but both of us have changed in our copywriting since then. That was a long time ago.
Sure.
Yeah. So I kind of have like a comparable now that I could point to for what I'm aiming for it to look like, sound like. And then, that would be like a directional point. But where would you want to start? Because you're driving.
Well, like I said, I was just getting a temperature check of the room first and seeing what we're working with. So we got the AU mission statement, we've got Content Safe website, and Cody's looking up a newsletter for us.
Yeah, it's the How to Accidentally Start Your Own Business by Scott Armstrong. Or excuse me, Patrick wrote it. It's on Scott Armstrong's story.
Got it. Yeah, Patrick's got a really cool way of writing. Cool. Well, why don't we look
Agnieszka's here.
Oh, hey, lovely. Wasn't sure if you were going to make it today or not.
Oh my gosh, hang on a second. Okay, is this better?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, so hi from Acapulco. I'm not making it today because I have to leave in a few minutes, but I wanted to stop by since I was home at this time. And oh, it's 111. Look at that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and people they really like my talk.
Good. Good. Glad to hear that.
And they gave me a whole half hour to talk.
Nice. Nice.
Through coincidence.
Feel good about it?
Oh yeah, it was like, I think it's the best presentation I ever did.
Oh.
Like totally unscripted and totally like engaged with the audience. In comparison to that, the Greater Reset was just complete shit. So I was all crying about my friend and all that, right? Like this one, I was like, I took all my experience and everything I've done before, and it like totally worked out really well. And I had like entourage following me around and stuff afterwards. It's pretty fun. And they apparently by mistake gave me a VIP pass, so I have all these like green room access and all this stuff. Pretty hilarious.
Cool. Awesome.
I didn't think they meant to, but whatever.
But you'll take it.
Yeah, they can't take it back now. So I can be here for a few more minutes. I'm just checking something. Do I have to deliver to a client, and then I have to run away. But I can stay here if you guys have any questions for me or whatever, or to just love you and support you.
We always love your love and support. Well, why don't we look at Content Safe first, because I'd love, I mean, for at least a couple minutes while we have Agnieszka, I think it would be nice to have her support while we look at this website. All right.
I love content safe. I'm already sold.
Yeah, I know, right?
Gonna
What,
shake
girl?
my head.
What are you shaking your head for?
Okay, so it's the offer.
Okay.
And so this is what we kind of like where we left it, and it just hasn't really been changed in a while. I think
I'm like,
that
this is what we rewrote it to like 3 years ago.
Yep.
exactly, yeah. So I think that what's changed is now there's 12. No, let's be specific. There's really like 9 platforms that Content Safe is working for clients on, is where it's going to. I kind of wouldn't look at this to say where I'm going. What I would put up is restream.io, and that's I'm planning on fully making a prototype that is built on Restream on the way they make their offer, which is a lot more understandable. Restream is a service that just is taking people's live streams and then duplicating it to multiple, I think to at least 3 live stream platforms, so that when a podcaster, vlogger is out there, the stream is going out to 3 other places simultaneously. So it's the closest to what we're offering, like that's closer even than Hootsuite, which is also similar. Also a big, considerably bigger company. But yeah, like I wouldn't, I think that like I would, that's like my opinion is like taking a look at restream.io would be what I would suggest to put up. Let's see if that works. Yep, there you go. See now, like there's the image showing exactly what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very understandable. Like you're live, and now you're live on these places that are known and understandable. And my example would be like you're up there on YouTube is possible, but like you could be up there on Rumble, for example. And then now it's also automatically on BitChute and on Odyssey. And then I could say, Gab TV, or like I would want to like find and pick one of the other places that are really easy for us to get up on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even though we definitely have 9 places that we're really good at putting our stuff up on, I like that part. What I don't like here is that I like the signing up. I like seeing our plans, but continuing like logging in with Google or Facebook, I wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would need to give them a reason for. But you see like the tagline, like one live stream, 30 plus destinations, like that's a nice amount of words.
Yeah, and I think like if I recall before, like I mean, yes, the distribution out to different channels is a big part of what you do, but a big hook was about keeping protecting from censorship, right? That was a big part of your unique value proposition prior.
Yeah, it was. And now I would say growing audience by having it distributed. That's like a big message, is that we've really refocused it. It's like we're really telling people, yeah, we're going to grow your audience because you're going to be automatically on other places.
Mm-hmm.
And that's touching on the pain point. Have you ever tried to upload to BitChute and have it fail?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever tried to upload to Rumble and have it fail? Or Odyssey?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big issue right there.
Mm-hmm.
So for the solopreneurs, for the people who are just, literally like having to redo it over and over again, and sometimes just giving up, saying, I'm not on that platform because it's failed too many times. And that's why. Or the migrating of their entire library over to one of the platforms is such an arduous task, but that's what we can do. So those are those are the bullet points that I'd be aiming like below the hero, below the fold here.
Mm-hmm.
So the one thing that I really like about Restream is that even if I have terrible internet, I can film my video and upload it there. And when it streams really nicely, and it doesn't like, you know, it uploads it, whatever, a megabytes at a time, whatever, really slowly. But then when it's there, it's really good. And for nomads, digital nomads and people like that, that's really important as well.
So I think what I heard is, you know, like the big problem, and I would definitely identify with what Daryl said, you know, about the experience of like trying to load stuff and it, you know, like taking hours and then like, you know, being rejected and like, you know, kind of being in limbo for, you know, maybe days in some cases with like BitChute and some of these others where, you know, it's supposed to be loading. So to me, that's a big problem that I'm sure a lot of people can identify with if they're content, you know, providers. And to me, that sticks out as something that, you know, Restream isn't talking about, but it's certainly something, it's a big problem that people want to solve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so
And
that's
then this
something
pain too, this is important, you know, that being completely deplatformed off of YouTube
Mhm.
is an issue. I mean, I definitely know vloggers and podcasters who have just totally given up on YouTube for this reason.
Mhm.
So for sure, I wanted to, you know, put like our top clients, like the one after we asked their permission, up on the hero of like we're serving the alt media,
Mhm.
like Corbett Report.
Yeah.
And I know I have I got a nice list of them here. Let's see.
Yeah, because everything on here is focused on that, is focused on like, what if you get deplatformed? What if you get censored and lose all your content? And you know, when you get
Yeah.
down, it's like, all right, talking more about distribution, but that's the main focus.
Yeah, I think that was where our heads were stuck in that
Because at the
area
time,
back
that
then.
was so relevant. I mean, this was
Yes.
when like the height of censorship, when like so many people were getting deplatformed and censored across the board. And so this had to be the main message then.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It served that time period. And that's good to have nice testimonials like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, growing the audience, like for, you know, like helping people realize, are you allergic to money? Because that's what being
You
on many
guys,
platforms does, you know.
there's something wrong with your testimonial. Who can tell me what's wrong with the testimonial? There's like a psychological error there. So your customer, the person who is making the comment, is looking away from their site in the photo instead of towards their quote or towards the center of the page.
Oh yeah, so that would be easily fixed by just putting the picture
Flipping.
on the other side.
Or flipping
Or flipping the picture.
Yeah, or flipping the picture. That's the other way of doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just that when he looks away, it's like he doesn't believe in his own words. It's like a psychological thing that can catch you, and people might lose trust. I know it's a
Yeah.
little thing, but you know, it's all comprised of all.
That's a good point, Agnisha. Thank you.
So the challenges needs to be kind of re-narrated to
The
focus.
challenges, yeah, it's the upload issue and it's growing the audience issue. I think that when it comes to growing an audience on YouTube, all you have to do is just not be one of our standard clients and not say anything controversial. That's basically it. you know. And then obviously there's a lot of really good recipe videos that I've gotten from friends on how to grow over there on YouTube. But for our target audience, those are people who are saying contentious things. They're getting removed from YouTube, period, or just plain old shadow banned. They're not going to grow there. They're not going to like get AdSense. They're not going to be able to nourish that channel. You
can't grow your audience if nobody sees your content.
Yeah. So the point is, you know, that there's a good 9 places that we can automatically have it uploaded to. And then it's just about making an intelligible offer to people to say. And that's kind of what I've been working on with Matt, who making it a bit more understandable.
So I've looked at this site before. I don't remember when it came up during AUTONOMY, but I had no idea that it would send my content to other places. You know, the name doesn't tell you that. And so
that needs to be there in the hero. Exactly.
Yeah, if you can't change the name, I would have a tagline that says something about worldwide. Something.
Yeah, I mean, my original tagline was like upload once, publish far and wide. That was like,
that's good.
And then literally showing like that same image like Restream does, where here it is, one place, there it is, 3 places or 5 places. And that's kind of what I'm aiming for. And I wouldn't be mentioning, like, I wouldn't just like have like YouTube, BitChute, etc. That's ridiculous, you know. This is so 3 years ago. And yeah, I'd really be like, what I'm aiming to do is just make a prototype over on Squarespace, just design it, and then send that one over to Matt. And obviously I'll be getting it in front of people like you as well for you know, more refining. But yeah, Restream is like where I was showing you kind of looking like that without the problems that Restream has, which is like asking you to just go ahead and, you know, continue with Google or Facebook, which is not that's their mistake. The other mistake is, I think that they have there's nothing below the fold here that you have to just literally click to other parts. So it's you have to go right to pricing.
Picture is really ugly. I really don't like that picture.
Yeah, the picture is ugly too.
Me. I can't see myself in that person's face.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah,
they're doing the opposite of the sexy woman.
But the subconscious thought is, "Ooh, that's for those people. It's not for me." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You can't.
Even though I bought the service, I don't. That whole page does not turn me on.
Yeah. I guess the difference is we're not going to have a free version. We can't afford that.
Right.
You know, but the other pricings will be good to go.
Hey, I have an idea. What if you offered to take every autonomy student away from Restream by offering them like a competitive, like, here, I'll give you everything you're getting plus this because you're an autonomy student. Drop your Restream account and come to us. You interested?
I think it's like, I'll talk with Matt and see if that's technically feasible. Because can we offer, that's a question I don't really have the answer to yet without, I have a meeting with Matt later today. The question, can you do what Restream does? You know, because that is a question. There are a lot of services Content Safe can do and is doing for podcasters and vloggers right now, and no one else is doing them. They're just, you know, bespoke and, you know, like, was it like enterprise level services, things like providing transcripts or things like actually making the content saved aside on various servers protected that way for, you know, utility purposes. And yeah, there's a lot of other things to do there. Multiply your views. See, there's a grow audience.
So Daryl, then how about something like
Yeah.
grow your audience on multiple channels instantly?
Yeah.
Is it instantly? I don't really know how the technology works. I'm just talking marketing speak, but I think it's probably like push a button, right?
Once actually we have a destination. So this would be, now it's a marketing and sales question as well. My thought was, let's provide one place for all clients to go upload to, and we'll put it on the channels of their choice. Matt's pushback against that was to not try to get people to do something different. In other words, so what he's used to for all these clients that we have right now, which are almost completely, they are lifetime clients. We sell, like we've been selling lifetime packages to people to build up money, and that we just take from wherever they're used to publishing and grab it there. So wherever they're consistently publishing, whether it be it YouTube or even Facebook or you know, BitChute, wherever it is that they put their stuff, we grab it and then replicate it to the destinations of their choice. So we go with what they want. And my suggestion was like, no, let's provide a place for them to upload and it goes where they want. Like
Okay,
one
so
place.
check this
for it all.
out. Here's
Yeah.
my complaints with Restream. So
Yeah.
basically, I am able to broadcast to like okay, so Danny, Lily and I were like doing the Restream together. So we have 8 channels together in like a professional package or whatever. But the channels that I want to broadcast on are not available on Restream. I am personally only able to broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, and I think we're working on the Pinterest, but there's some problems because they don't like live content and stuff like that. So, but if there's no such thing as like Twitch and all those other things that you guys specialize in, it doesn't even exist in that world. Like,
Where do you want to go?
If you want, you can PM me and I can give you my professional access passwords. You can go and look around what you get for $50 a month.
Thank
You
you.
know?
I'm writing that down.
I would say, I'll just add in regard to the experience that I've had, the thing that YouTube does that they do right is they give you feedback. And like I did like a 30-day challenge where I did a video every day, and I tried to do them on, you know, Odyssey and of course, and BitChute, and, you know, YouTube, it was like 10 minutes and and now I'm getting something. And because, you know, they're helping me with the algorithms and stuff like that, they're showing me how, you know, my audience is growing. And, you know, what I would suggest is do something where you've got like a 10-day challenge where you basically get people to commit to like refining their message over a 10-day period, or getting out that message, because I wasn't doing anything really spectacular. But I was, you know, like that positive feedback was making me go like, oh man, even though I hate YouTube, it's the only one that's actually giving me, you know, audience. And so it is, you know, like for content people that are just getting started, or, you know, are, kind of fledgling, that feedback makes a huge difference in them continuing to do business and continuing to provide content, or just saying the hell with it.
Michael,
What was the feedback again? I was trying to capture that, Michael.
Well, you know, in YouTube, it gives you like, you know, how many looks you're getting, how many,
Oh,
you know, like,
the dashboard?
the
Yeah.
dashboard, the metrics. Yeah.
Beyond the metrics, what else do they give you, Michael?
well, I mean, they include you if you play their game, And of course, there's people that, tell you how to do the algorithms and all that kind of stuff. But you do see an increase in traffic. And like in my first 10 days, I had like 8,000, view, and not 8,000 views, but 8,000, like, whatever. I don't know but nevertheless, it was encouraging to me. I'm like, oh man, I'm doing something, somebody's seeing something out there.
I think you mean impressions.
Impressions, that's it.
So I don't know what Content Safe has available in their software portfolio, but that sounds like the dashboards and all that kind of thing, where you're seeing an integrated dashboard that you could see campaigns over multiple channels. That sounds fairly, sophisticated, and totally another product for them to develop if, perhaps in the future.
Yeah, I think that that's a thing that this is what we need. We just need subscribers for the present day available services of uploading to frequently they get to choose 5 destinations. They could choose all 9, but that's going to cost them a lot more money. But, we generally, we have these different tiers, like where it's basic and professional and then enterprise, where it's going to higher level. And that's just framing the offer like the way these guys did in the pricing section, just making the offer very understandable. You get all these things for it. But no, we don't have the developers yet to make a dashboard of metrics like that for each destination. It's just not going to happen yet.
Well, even if they're using, if they're using YouTube, and so like you could essentially get them to utilize YouTube, but just kind of, get them down that line of utilizing your service and doing the things that are beneficial to creating an audience.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have some thoughts. So I really love your original tagline with the Content Safe, like current Content Safe logo, the one that's there. I think it would look great. And it's just a matter of like adding those words underneath the logo, right? It's not hard. And then you can have, and then what I'd like to see, Daryl, is yourself in a video right here, like underneath the logo and the tagline. I'd like to see your face talking to me live saying, hey guys, so many of you have started new channels during the last couple of years. The increase in media is unprecedented. And this is why I created this company, to help you, not only to keep your content safe, but to broadcast it to the widest possible audience across all the channels possible. But you can only choose 9.
Yeah, I appreciate the feedback on that. And yeah, I'm probably going to be writing it to pivot towards just growing audience. That like the main thing, like this is about views, it's about money. And
yeah, but be careful
besides
not to be careful not to be too masculine about it, because men want facts, but people have both the masculine and the feminine inside, and the feminine needs reason. And the reasons are because growing audiences, and the reasons are because growing whatever. Like there have to be a reason. Don't just say, okay, here it is, and here's what. No.
Grow
Give
audience,
them like
yeah.
something to like bite into, so that they can tap like that, like a hook, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I was saying during these days, there's so many more content creators, which is true, who are all looking for a great place to share their content, which is true. Because after people were locked up for 2 years, many of them became content creators for different reasons. Even like videos of your dog, right?
Daryl, have you considered, have you in the last few years, have you guys like done a survey or anything for your existing customer bases? You could get some really powerful messaging ideas that way, and testimonials.
Haven't done, but I'm writing it down as a to-do. Thank you.
Yeah.
we have some of our clients get, like, as part of the deal with them, they are giving a very nice commercial for us for Content Safe
Mhm.
before every show.
Nice.
So there's that part has already happened, and I think that's been a lot on Ripple Effect and some other places as well. I think Scott Armstrong has given a bunch of those for us too over on Rebunked.
Fantastic.
And I think scoring the Corbett report was very big for us.
Oh yeah.
That part's large. I think the most widely listened to show that we're distributing is the Tinfoil Hat with Sam Tripoli.
Mhm.
That's probably the most distributed. I think definitely Mark Passio, What on Earth is Happening. I think that there's, so these are like, that's kind of like what I'd be featuring in either below the fold or on the hero itself.
Mhm.
In the hero, I love how Restream just, like, I like the idea of showing them, don't just tell them. Like, I certainly want, like, my tagline to tell them what we do, but I want to show them what we do, because people are visual learners. So that's one thing I love about the Restream. And what I don't love about what I'm looking at right now is I'm not showing them a damn thing. You know.
Mhm.
So I know what needs to change here. And I'm liking the open-mindedness. JL, if you remember the tagline, that I know I have to go back through this video to catch it again exactly, but what you just said, I was trying to write it down, but I missed it between this and other things. Are you there, JL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I have it for you. Grow your audience on multiple channels instantly.
Yeah, that's so sweet
And then
and
I just said,
simple.
like, learn more, but or whatever the call to action is, or better yet, the video of you explaining, why. And I like the idea of the infographic too, Daryl. But I also agree with everybody that it wasn't good graphics. But I did
It's bad graphics.
right.
Got
Yeah.
it.
But
So
I definitely like the idea.
what would it look like with good graphics? Like, Kara, if you were hired by Restream and went to their home right there, or you're hired by Content Safe and it's going to look something like this.
I mean, I'm better with words than I am with images. But
But you'd be picking a graphic designer. You work with a graphic designer, at least one, right?
kind
No, you don't. You just.
I mean, yes, but I'm not giving them direction. Like I'm pretty separated from graphics team.
Okay, so as a
Oh.
graphic designer, I can tell you that I would like to see your audience profile before I decide on any graphics, because the goal for every landing page is so that the person can see themselves as if it were a mirror. But I don't think this lady is a particular mirror to many people. But how can we, like, I don't even know whether I would pick a man or a woman, because I don't know your audience profile. I don't know what kind of people are attracted to Content Safe,
What
I
if
would
you had
probably
a bunch of well-recognized logos of the content creators that you help already, and like
no. Oh, I have an idea. What if you had like a Zoom meeting and every little square was a famous person the Content Safe is working with, like Passio Face and and all those guys, and have like a square with like a Zoom meeting with all those guys, and then
it's like
going live to many different places.
an infographic with almost like a hinted at a testimonial in one, because you're showing that you are working with those people.
I'd probably have that below the fold, but I would definitely want that on the sales page. I think
I like this concept of showing that, because I can tell immediately that if I do it once, it's going to go 3 places. But I would put a globe in there.
That could offend many people.
Yeah, because
Black globe.
the globe means you're going to get everybody. So I would, like, in the background behind it, have the globe. And then I would probably try to pick an image from a real looking, live people, but maybe grab something from the most popular person out there. I mean, I don't know who it is, whoever gets watched the most, because that's what everybody wants to be.
That's true. I'm with
Of our
Chris there.
clients, Sam Tripoli gets watched the most, I think.
Oh, I don't care if it's your client, just.
Oh, I see.
No, it should be your client, though. I think
You
it's a good
think?
idea if we're your client. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
if I don't know who the heck that is, it's not as impactful. But
Plus, I wonder if like the show logos would be more easily recognizable at a quick glance than the faces.
Oh,
Maybe.
right. That's what I was thinking. Inside the box that gets
Mhm.
replicated, I could have the logo for Corbett Report and Tinfoil Hat and Mark Passio. I could have these logos that would be grabbing them.
But even
and
if
then
they're
have it.
tiny, like you know what they are.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's a good one. I like that. Okay. Now I got to draw a picture. This is going beyond words now. It's going into pictures.
Daryl, are you also thinking of though keeping the logos of the channel distributors? So the Twitches and the Facebooks and the Gab TVs and whomever else you're distributing to, BitChute. Because when people come
Yeah,
there, they'll definitely know those logos.
Yeah, the big three, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, they are like the big alt three where your content generally does not get censored.
Well, even if it might get censored, they still might want to go to anywhere that you have the ability to push it. So you might just do an up and down list in a column, more like a column of all of these things instead of across, and put everything that you can push to.
It's going to be there for sure I think that where I put it on the sales page, that's the question.
Right.
Like right there in the hero, you're saying, Chris?
Well, I'm not sure where, because now
Okay.
you're talking about lots of different things being on the front page. So,
Yeah,
you might
I
have
would put
a button that they can click to go see a page that just has all these logos on it.
Yeah. Right now, just listing those 9 places, I think that'd be like pretty close to under this fold. I'd have at least the destinations. But yeah, I would definitely be rubbing salt into the wounds, like you see the right under the fold is doing. I think that this is an issue for sure. I think that those images really rub some touching on the pain. And I think the other pain is upload failed.
Yeah.
That is the pain that I'm going to be presently focused on as far as in the sales page.
Definitely.
Upload failed again.
And those would be your 2 really big pain points. Cool.
I got lots of material from you guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks everybody in the room. Is there any more questions or things left hanging or any other comments on Content Safe before we move on? Okay. Cool. I've got the Autonomy Unlimited mission statement. And so to give a little context, in yesterday's team marketing meeting, so in the beginning of our marketing meetings, we'll say the mission statement out loud. And we were kind of contemplating on like, okay, is it as strong as it could be? Is it something that could use some extra oomph? Is there missing pieces? So currently the mission statement is we will provide excellence without excuses, preserving trust by delivering as agreed, because business owners deserve end-to-end digital marketing and consulting services so they can focus on the highest and best use of their time. So, thoughts?
I was going to say the sentences, and this is something I've learned from Agnieszka.
Switching them around.
switching them around. It just,
Mhm.
to me, it sounds better to go that first one second.
I'm gonna just kind of put a second one down here that we can play with. And what if it just starts with business owners? And then my mouse has been weird lately in the way that it's highlighting things. Okay, good, I can do it. So if it was like this, business owners deserve end-to-end digital marketing and consulting services so they can focus on the highest and best use of their time. We'll provide excellence without excuses, preserving trust by delivering as agreed. Seems like it's missing something.
Promised instead of agreed.
Could be.
Just from a personal perspective, maybe I'm saying too much about myself, but I would prefer agreed.
Oh, you would?
Please don't make promises,
Oh.
just let's agree, let's be overt in our terms. And so you're
Okay,
delivering.
I can
what I'm
see
asking
that.
for. Yeah.
There was, something about integrity or ethical, and I'm thinking business owners deserve ethical end to end, or like
Ethical
or
marketing.
or just end to end marketing and consulting services with integrity.
I guess if we say ethical marketing, it implies that other marketing would be
Well,
unethical.
and the tagline for Autonomy Unlimited is where ethical marketing meets integrity. So that's our tagline. So it's not that, definitely, like, wasn't it, yeah, what did we just say? What was the other word you were just saying? Not integrity, but, oh my God, my brain today. What was the other word? We were just saying, the missing word.
Ethical.
Ethical. That was what I think we said in yesterday's meeting, right? Was something to just plug in somewhere. Deserve ethical end-to-end or ethical marketing services or ethical consulting services. Where does that fit?
Digital is key, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is end to end really necessary in terms of copy?
Not necessarily. I mean, it's kind of, I think, one of those just saying that, we offer pretty much all of the digital marketing services.
Soup to nuts.
Yeah.
How about trustworthy as another word that might be instead
Well,
of
we got
ethical?
preserving trust, though. We got preserving trust by delivering as agreed. So we have trust in there. I mean, it could be replacing end to end with ethical. That could be something.
Well, end to end tells you that you cover everything. I don't think you can really take end. You could change end to end to another word maybe, but
Yeah.
Deserve an ethical approach to digital marketing? No.
The only reason I don't like switching it around in this context is because it's kind of that, like, our mission is to provide excellence without excuses, preserving trust, and blah, 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 blah. So saying it as like, this is our mission, starting with, our mission is business owners deserve and so that's my only issue with switching it around.
Well, I would say, doesn't the client always come first?
Yep.
Isn't that kind of our thing too? So, I mean, I feel like that, like the like talking about you know, like what the objective is to like take our client number one, you know, put our client first.
Mhm.
Well, like a mission statement is supposed to be what you're going to do.
Right.
So providing excellence without excuses, preserving trust by delivering as agreed, because business owners deserve end-to-end digital marketing and consulting services. And then you can change what follows. They know what they need to focus on. So I would maybe change that to in an ethical environment, yada, 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 something else you want to say.
Mm.
This keeps coming up a lot lately, huh, Chris?
Ethical? Yeah. Well, then there's a lot of people that have strange ethics too. So I'm not sure ethical means much anymore.
Well, yeah, I know that, and just mission statements in general from our meeting last night.
Oh, yeah. They're
Well,
important.
that's where excellence is, you know, to me, that's the other word for ethical. And
Just to be clear, ethical is part of the unique selling proposition for Autonomy Unlimited. It's part of it. Is there more to it than that? Would maybe a review of the top Autonomy Unlimited clients help to focus in on that?
Maybe for the sake of our mission statement, like honestly, even in yesterday's meeting, like even Richard said he feels like this is already, 95% there. So, we're trying to fit a lot of things into a concise mission statement. I don't know if that answered your question, but.
Okay, thanks.
As an exercise in the meeting we had last night for the Choose Well project, I gave a couple of examples of mission statements, and some of them, believe it or not, I mean, this is excellent because if I didn't know Autonomy Unlimited, I could understand what it is that you're doing, and it's not a bunch of fluff, right? You have, and yet still hit the true points, right? Preserve, trust, ethical, these types of, in a very short, concise way. But some of them were like, I don't know, I think Starbucks was like, changing the world one cup, one person, one neighborhood at a time, or something, just really very grandiose about changing the world, and not really talking about what they do for you.
Sure,
as a,
Starbucks,
as a
you're going to change
consumer.
the world. Okay.
Right. Right.
That sounds more like a vision statement.
Exactly. Yes.
Everyone's a hero in their own story,
True.
I kind of like providing excellence instead of we will provide. We will sounds like, well, we haven't quite done it yet, but we will.
Providing, though, isn't that considered a passive language?
Well, it depends on what follows it.
Mm-hmm.
So Kara, that's actually a really good point. These types of short statements should always be written in the active tone.
Delivering excellence?
When I'm saying preserving too, and so maybe like, we provide excellence and excellence without excuses. I think I was trying to avoid using and a whole lot in here, and preserve trust and deliver as agreed. So that's where it kind of got a little tricky. I think I was trying to avoid the ands.
Would it be like a terrible run-on sentence if we just did without excuses, comma, preserving trust by delivery? Okay. In other words, if greed wasn't the end of that sentence and it was small b, because it seems I like commas, and that's probably not proper.
Yeah, I don't want to have it one long sentence.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. More thoughts?
No, the only other thing that in the exercise that we did last night that maybe, and again, this is really pretty spot on, but one thing that you may want to, what makes the company different, better, what's your differentiating? So in addition to the unique selling proposition, what makes it more inspiring than your competitors, or different or better? I mean, actually, I say that, and now that I'm reading it, that really is touched on when you're talking about you're different because you preserve trust and you provide ethical marketing.
I know what you're saying, though, like, and I'm trying to think of, like, in the last few years, we've really been honing in on the type of people that we help. I mean, when we first started, I don't want to say that we were helping anyone and everyone, but we needed clients. Now we're really primarily focused on helping people in the freedom community, or businesses that at least share our values. And that's if we have a prospect that doesn't, we don't work with them.
That's excellent.
I don't know.
What a wonderful place! What a wonderful place to be in.
Right?
Yeah,
it's an exciting place.
It's a gift. So this just quick little outline is how we're using, and again, missions are, it's crazy because it's so short and yet it's not that easy to write.
Right.
And you're really only answering like 4 core questions, and having it come off coherent and cogent. Well, thank you for letting me play along.
I like the outline, though. I'm going to keep that.
Cool.
Nice. All right. Collected some decent thoughts on this one. Any more?
Thank you for letting me play along.
Thanks for playing, JL. I love it. All right. Well, the other thing that we were talking about was the newsletter that went out this week, which I do believe I should have saved. I saved most of my autonomy emails. Which one was it, Cody? You remember, did you see what the subject line was?
Yeah, the subject line is, drum roll please, how to accidentally start your business, true story.
This is good to analyze some really awesome email copywriting. I don't think I actually read this one all the way through, so I was in a rush. The second worst part of the COVID pandemic was the incredible number of regular people who lost their jobs for not taking an experimental injection. The worst part was obviously the injury and death from the virus, COVID policies, and the jabs. Hundreds of thousands of people's lives were turned upside down. Many of them haven't recovered since. But I just heard a fantastic story of one man who turned economic lemons into entrepreneurial lemonade. I love it. This guy was fired from his job for declining the clot shot. Didn't know what to do next. Started applying for jobs to get back that nice salary and 401k again. And then he did something most people would never do, but should seriously consider doing. He posted a well-written ad in a few forums and groups online offering his services as a handyman. Nothing fancy. He said he had a truck, skills, and tools. That's it. That one simple post in a few groups blew up, and he was suddenly being booked left and right to do random work that people needed to be done but couldn't get done by themselves. This guy's name is Scott Armstrong of the Rebunked podcast. He recently appeared on the Cash Daddies podcast with Sam Tripoli and Howie Dewey. In describing this story, Scott flat out said, "I just accidentally started my own handyman business." Boom! It's easier than you think to start a business. You can listen to the full convo and story with Scott on the Cash Daddies podcast here. I bring it up because not only does Scott have a cool story and great insights into being an entrepreneur that all of you should hear, he's also a student of autonomy. He recently graduated from season 8. And during his podcast appearance on Cash Daddies, he name drops autonomy multiple times and even provides the mindset switch necessary to go from looking for a job to being able to successfully start a business. It's something Richard Grove hammers home repeatedly throughout the autonomy course. And it's probably something I've written to you about before, but bears repeating. The mindset switch is from a paycheck mentality to an entrepreneur mentality. With a paycheck mentality, your only option for making more money is to ask for a raise, work more hours, and get a second job. With an entrepreneur mentality, you can start your own business and create an offer that solves people's problems. And the more you get that offer in front of your target market, the more money you can make. The sky's the limit. Scott specifically brings up autonomy and how it helped deeply instill this mindset in him, which is why he's gone on to create many more projects beyond his podcast while still running his handyman business. It's freer than ever before and freer to pursue all the things he cares about while making good money. This is a glimpse of the world that opens up when you get inside autonomy. Learn what Richard Grove has to teach you, engage in the community, and go out and create the reality you want to live in. Employer mandates don't need you to hold you back from the life you want to live. You have more power and control over your economic situation than you realize. What you're missing are the right tools, guidance, and community. Autonomy offers all of that and more in spades. I told you Scott recently graduated from season 8. I just went through season 8 myself, and it was extraordinary. Season 9 starts in a month or so in late March. Now is the time to check out Autonomy for real and see if it's the right next step for you to take on your journey to liberty and prosperity. Click here to see the power of the entrepreneur mindset you'll gain from autonomy. Beautiful. I love the empowerment that he gives at the end of these. Like he, hooks you in with this story, builds up the value, and then just like hits you with just this empowerment feeling that you're like, yes, I can do this. What do you guys like about it?
I love how Patrick writes. I mean, he definitely makes sure to not make a wall of text.
Yeah.
Every sentence is like its own standalone bullet point.
Yeah.
So he speaks and writes in bullet points. That's kind of what I get around him.
And along with that, he's in this beautiful conversational tone. Think how easily that flowed off when I just read that all out loud. Like that just felt so natural reading that. Like he's talking to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's the way to put it. Just that, I read this, the tagline jumped out at me, how I accidentally started my own business. And I go, hold up, you don't accidentally start a business, and it was that hold up question, I want to know, and it was, and then I just started reading him. And then of course, talking about the pandemic, I go, yep, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And just like the number of different ways that it talks about the jab and the clot shot, like that made me laugh every time that he got to new and clot shot. I'm going to use that.
Turn economic lemons into entrepreneurial lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
I love his creative way. Like he, this is a beautiful example. You guys have all heard me say the words, clarity over cleverness. Clear writing before clever writing. But when you can do both, gold. And that's what he is just like a magician with, is his ability to capture both. It's so clearly written. The message is super clear, but it's also done in this amazing, clever way that keeps you entertained and engaged the whole time you're reading the email.
Yeah, like I hope I'm doing that with the book writing that I've been doing of, making it clear while being clever with the writing at the same time, and then especially, pulling out stops in the first bit of the prologue to, just generate some imagery, because you got to hook the audience.
Yeah.
I would just say, being that I was in the clinic when Patrick was here, I try and every so often read some of his work and then give him some feedback, because I also was in that clinic where Agnieszka talked about, how the email actually works and stuff. And like by responding to an email, you're actually like bumping up the algorithm. And so, generally I do that just to say, hey, Patrick, you're doing a great job. Thanks so much for, putting this out there, because it, made my day a little better. And typically he'll send me a message back. So that's always a little plus too. And then of course I try and do it before the clinic, because I've been trying to encourage him to come back and say, espouse some of his wisdom on us.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can get him back here again. That would be really fun. But exactly like you said, like getting those replies. And so it's been like upping our sender reputation. You know, I don't know that autonomy email is going to anybody's spam anymore. If they, if they might have in the beginning a little bit, I definitely don't now. And I know that like a lot of the replies that he gets end up being fuel for more emails. So it just becomes this like wonderful feedback loop that's helping him generate even more content. It's a really great system.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, with our with our new program of kind of connecting with the that external audience that's not an autonomy member but is interested in autonomy, like the two people that I met with the mindset workshop, I like, this is an opportunity where I said, hey, did you see Patrick's last email about the thing? Did you get that? Because it was really cool. And you've been talking about or you had talked about starting your own business. Did you hear that one? Or that kind of thing. So again, it's our opportunity to kind of market to the people we know that maybe on the cusp of coming to autonomy, that we certainly want to bring them in.
Absolutely.
There are so many, oh my gosh, and this event is so much fun. Oh my gosh. Like, I swear last year was totally different. It was more capitalist and a lot less like chill. And now there's people from all over the world. Apparently they marketed in Europe heavily, and there's all these Belgians, Germans, Polish people. I'm having a lot of fun.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, guys, I'm wondering if there's more you'd like to explore, if there's questions about copywriting. Otherwise, I've got lots to do, and I'm okay to wrap it up early today this month if we need to also. I'm open either way.
I'm going back for lunch, but I wish I could bring you all with me.
Where do you publish the video for this?
I've got a YouTube channel. It goes up.
Okay. Under Kara Shepard-Poat, or is it? Okay.
Yep.
Bye, Agnieszka.
Bye, Agnieszka. Love your face. Thank you.
Oh, I think she already left.
That's
Yeah, I know.
fine.
Right? I'm like, I'm waving.
She knows I love her.
Well, thank you, Kara. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was great, Kara. Oh, that was great.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. I know I was a little lower energy today, so I was kind of glad for the small group and we could just be kind of chill today.
Yeah, we could just be kind of chill.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess there's the big idea that I got that finally got me to actually manage to get it on my schedule and then follow in when the phone goes off. Chris and I, we were in the same mastermind. We're both writing our fiction novels, and we critique each other's work, and we're kind of like thinking of expanding the idea out to full writers masterminds on just kind of talking shop on who all can we find, who else can we get, what can we do in the masterminds.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Cody, I was just in an entrepreneur meeting about I don't know, you call them compilation books. So there's an author that basically, she's really an editor, but she encourages authors to get together on compilation books in like similar industries, and that's the way that they can like put out the message or inform people about new stuff that's going on in their particular industry. And it's going like bonkers for her. But I was thinking, maybe we should do a compilation book for autonomy, and essentially like the autonomy experience, and have like, some of the, Richard and some of the other people from kind of the top end, but then also, people's experience autonomy. We're coming up on, 10 seasons. It would be cool to have, and then maybe, we can start the publishing company too, through doing something like that. But, I know Sarah Roman is, she does the Wednesday writers sessions. And, I sent that to her as an idea. I think we're going to talk about this in the Autonomy Center stage on Sunday, because we had planned somebody to be there, but they're not going to be able to be there. So maybe that's something to discuss then.
Autonomy Center stage. What is this?
Well, it's what Leo has been converted to with the help of Phoenix, and we're really, I mean, it's been going really well. Unless I'm pretty excited about it. We're getting 10, 15 people in there, and we're doing breakout rooms and all kinds of stuff that's kind of like the Q&A.
Nice.
So it's a lot more engaging, and we get a big idea out in front of people that's from autonomy students or graduates, and it kind of just gives a little bit more force. Like, and again, one of the things is trying to encourage people to bring courses to the table, and inform people about what their talents and abilities are.
Is it listed in the events?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what are you calling it now?
Autonomy Center stage.
Okay, great.
So for the time being, it's going to go to Sunday, where the Q&A was, but eventually it's going to go somewhere else. It used to be Wednesday nights, but with Phoenix not being able to make it on Wednesday, we're going to move it to Sunday, at least during the off season.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, and Cody, like, as someone who's a fiction writer in hibernation, in definitely not right away, but like, I don't know, maybe season 10 or something. Like, I would absolutely be interested in joining like a fiction writing mastermind or something to help me like kickstart my projects again that I've been working on.
That'd be great.
I think that'd be super fun.
Yeah, because there's like fiction writing is one of those things that is it's so weird for me to think about, justifying doing it, especially when you consider that even if I do manage to publish this, and assuming it does well, it's still months and months and months out. And it's just, and I had the idea, take it out of a fan fiction novel, build my own world, which is going through the draft and fixing everything. Like I was so proud that I finally got out of the rut of tweaking the first 10 chapters. Got all the way to chapter 17, went, crap, I have to go back through chapters 1 through 9. But just just this idea of having the mastermind, because Chris and I essentially have like our mastermind of just the two of us, essentially is what it is.
Well, we're critiquing each other's chapters.
Nice.
That's a little different.
Sure, it's a little different, and we're, oh man, like, yeah, and it's so funny that my writing is suddenly like not in as good of a place to be critiqued, because it's a lot rougher now, because I suddenly had to remake the draft. I had to skip over chapter 4 because I was banging my head on the desk of weaving these pieces together, so I skipped over it, and if when we get to the point where we're critiquing each other's works, I'll probably just upload chapter 4 in the state it's in and go, these pieces don't fit together just yet.
That's okay, because it's more about what your reader sees, because everything, the whole history of the book. So it's more about, okay, I'm not following this. It's something you have to tweak.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been fun. Daryl, when after I upload the recording, I'll either tag you guys or I'll send you a message so you'll have the link.
Thank you. That helps.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks again for everyone's help.
Yeah, thank you
All right.
all. See you next month.
Yep. See you next month.
Bye.
Bye.